today we'll go through what is data communication and what are the components of data communication system and data flow. So what is data communication? Okay, so data communication or the exchange of data between two devices via some form of transmission medium such as wire cable. Okay, so it is just an exchange of information between two devices. So it is called as data communication. So what are the components? Okay, so yesterday we have discussed even components. So what are the things it requires to communicate between two devices? Okay, so we'll just go through and understand what are the components of the data communication. So before going to that, we'll understand some of the characteristics. Okay, to provide effective data communication, what are the fundamental characteristics? Okay, so these are the main fundamental characteristics you need to follow. So that is, one is delivery, accuracy, timeliness, and jitter. It's audible now? Is it audible?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, so if any disturbance, you can just tell me. Okay, so these are the characteristics. Okay, when I tell data communication, any data communication, either wireless or wired, it has to follow these characteristics. So you may get question for 4 to 5 marks. Explain what are the fundamental characteristics of data communication. Okay, so we'll understand these characteristics one by one. Okay, so the first one is delivery. The system must deliver data to the correct destination. Okay, the system must deliver the data to the correct destination. Yesterday we were discussing, so if the source and destination, okay, that means two devices. I am, whichever the device that is sending the data, I am specifying it as source, and the device that is going to receive, I am specifying it as a destination. Okay, whenever if you want to send the letter to the destination, yesterday we had discussed, so you need to provide the proper address. Okay, so then only that letter will be delivered to the destination. So now with respect to data communication, the system must deliver the data to the correct destination. Okay, data must be received by the intended device. Okay, that means to which device you want to send. Okay, it should be delivered to the device or the user. Okay, if I am sending data to a particular user, okay, so I can just check Akshata. Okay, so if I specify destination as Akshata, so it should be delivered to that particular user only. Okay, it should not be delivered to somebody else. That means the delivery is not done correctly. Okay, always whenever if data is sent by specifying the destination address, it should be delivered to that particular destination only. Okay, so your destination, it can be a user or it can be a device. Okay, so this is the first characteristics. The second one, accuracy. Okay, the system must deliver data accurately. Okay, that means there should not be any alteration of data. If I have sent hello, okay, hello HPC, so then the data should be sent as it is. Okay, in between it should not be modified or it should not be corrupted. Okay, there may be chances of happening that. For that also we have a set of protocols. Okay, so the data that have been altered in transmission and left uncorrected or unusable. Okay, if I have sent value like I am sending money of 2000, or if I am sharing some particular information, okay, if it is in terms of number 1001, okay, so when it is transmitting through the medium, okay, due to some noise or to some other disturbance, there may be not only that, there may be possible of third person, he may possible to change the data. Okay, that you will be learning in the security, okay, hacking. So that should not happen. Okay, it should be corrected and it should be delivered to the user. Modified or corrupted data should not be delivered. In case if it is happened also, we need a protocols to detect and correct it. Okay, so always accuracy is very important. If I have sent 1010, then it should be received as 1010 only. Okay. If it is 0010, if I have received, then it is incorrect. So it is not useful for me. That's why. So the accuracy is very, very important. Next one is timeliness. Okay, the system must deliver the data in timely manner. Okay, if I am sending mail, okay, it should not take 3 hours to reach the destination. Okay, as soon as with a fraction of seconds, so the data should be delivered to the destination. Are you people understanding? If any questions, you can just interrupt me in between. So the data delivered late are useless. Okay, so example, if you are watching some video, okay, so if there is a delay in video and audio is already reached, okay, what happens? There is no proper synchronization, okay, and whatever the data it is received also, it is waste. Okay, it's of no use. So for that reason, the data should be delivered in timely manner. So time is very, very important. So timely delivery means delivering data as they produced. Okay, as and when it is transferred, immediately it should be delivered. There should not be any much delay. And also, see, it is not just simply delivering on time. So this is one more important point is in the same order, okay, that are they produced. Okay, you just imagine. So, do you think whatever the data you are sharing, it is just sent like file as it is? No. So, if you go in depth, your data is divided into small, small packets, and each packet will be sent. When it is sending as a packet, there may be possibility of unorder. Okay, it may not possible to send or reach at the destination in order. So, for that also, we have a set of protocols. Okay, once it reaches the destination, it will receive the packets in the order and it will be delivered to the destination. Okay, so this is called as timeliness. So timeliness, deliver the data on time and also sending the data in order. That is very, very important. Okay, so that is timeliness. Next one is fourth one is jitter. Okay, so always remember jitter means it is variation in packet arrival time. So packet means information. See, if I am sending nodes of DC, okay, so it is not sent as it is the complete file. It is divided into number of packets, okay, and it is transferred to the destination. So here what happens sometimes? So there will be an uneven delay. Okay, when you are watching video, you can just observe most of the time there will be no synchronization between audio and video. So for example, in that case, what happens? The video packets may be sent every 30 seconds and audio packet may be sent 40 milliseconds. Okay. So the packet interval time, if it is 30 milliseconds for video and if it is 40 milliseconds for audio, in that case, what happens? There is no proper synchronization between the audio and video. You could have been observed many times. Okay, based on the lip movement, you will come to know there is no proper synchronization between the audio and video. So now just remember jitter means there is a variation in the packet arrival time. Okay, so some packet may arrive at 30 milliseconds and some other packet may arrive 40 milliseconds. So if this is happening, okay, what happens? So the quality, of the video is uneven. Okay, you can just observe whenever, if even it depends on the network speed also. Okay, so depending on the network speed, so this may happen. So always, what is the expectation? The jitter should be less. Okay, so that the quality of the video you will get better. Are you getting? See, many of you will get confused with the jitter and delay. Delay is different from the jitter. Okay, so you just assume there is an arrival of packets. Okay, some packets reaching the destination every 30 milliseconds and some other reaching 40 milliseconds. Okay, here what is happening in between? There is a 10 millisecond delay. Okay, so that delay, what happens? So it may lead to uneven quality of the video. If it is coming in the every 30 milliseconds, if packets are arriving, so the quality of the video will be good. Okay. Are you getting? Okay. Okay, this is about the characteristics. Remember delivery. That means it should be delivered to the correct destination. Accuracy. That means the data should not be altered. Okay. So when it is transmitting, the data should not be altered. In case if it is altered, it is not useful. Then timeliness indicates delivering the data in timely manner. Okay. So as and when the data is coming, it should be delivered to the destination. And also there should not be much delay. So if I am sending, I told example, if I am sending data now at 11 o'clock and if it is reaching at 11:30, I'm just talking about internet. Okay. So it should not be so much having delay. Okay. So always the speed will be in terms of milliseconds and seconds, maximum milliseconds. So as and if I just click on send, immediately with a fraction of seconds you will get the data. So that should be the speed of the network. Then jitter. So jitter means there should not be any variation in the packet arrival time. So variation of in the packet arrival time, we call it as a jitter. Okay, it leads to unquality of the video or whatever the data you are receiving. So if it is a data, see here data, when I use the term, what is the meaning of that data? Always you're going to send only video. No, no. So if it is applicable, if you take example of text transmission, okay. So if there is small delay, okay, between packets, still it is acceptable. Okay. To with respect to video and audio, so if there is a delay, so the quality may not be good. Okay. So there will be no synchronization between audio and video. So for that reason, always jitter should be less. It depends on type of data you are transmitting. So we'll discuss what are the different types of data you're going to transmit. Can you answer what are the different types of data you're going to transmit? That we call it as data representation. So I will just explain that later. We have different types of data. So now you can just observe this diagram. So whatever you have answered yesterday, what are the components required for data communication? I think most of them. Okay, so most of them you have answered. What are the requirements of data communication? Can you see your, so there is a sender and receiver. Somebody told yesterday it is transmitter and receiver. Okay, that's correct. Then medium. Okay, so through which the data is going to transmit and message information. Okay, now to control, to send data from sender to the receiver, we need set of protocols, sender side and also at the receiver side. Okay, so according to the protocol, so it is going to perform the required operation, sending of data. So now we'll just go through what is sender. See, yes, sender may be a user. It is nothing but some devices. Okay, computer network or it can be a mobile. Okay, and receiver also same thing. It is a device. So now we'll discuss each of these components. This is also very important. It can be asked for 5 to 6 marks. Explain with me diagram components of the data communication. Okay, so everybody knows what and all it requires for communication, but you need to explain technically. That is very important, using of the proper terms and explaining. So we'll go through these. Okay, message, media, okay, medium and sender receiver and also protocol. So message, so what is the meaning of message? It is nothing but data. Okay, message is the information to be communicated or data to be communicated. So popular form of information includes text. Okay, you may be sending or exchanging text information or numbers, picture, video, audio. Okay, so these are the different type of information or data representation. Okay, shortly I will explain about these types also. Okay, what exactly text, numbers and all. So message means what data you want to exchange between sender and receiver. So that is called as message. Then sender. So sender is the device that sends the data message. Okay. So sender is a device. When I use the term sender, it is a device. Okay, it is going to send the data to the receiver. Okay, so now who can be the sender? It can be a computer. Okay, it is user. Okay, obviously user is going to operate the computer. Okay, so the end devices are computers, or it may be workstation or telephone, video camera, and so on. Okay, so these are the different devices, sender devices, that is going to send the data. Then receiver. So it is also similar to the sender. Thing is, it is going to receive the data, whatever it is sent by the sender. The receiver is the device that receives the message. Okay, receiver is the device that receives the message. Not necessarily it will be always receiver, even if that particular device can act as a sender. Okay, but for that particular time, so this device is a sender sending the data to the receiver. Okay, and it is going to receive the data that is sent by the sender. So here also it can be a computer, workstation, or telephone, etc., television, and so on. Then transmission medium. Okay, transmission medium means, so you can just see this red color. So this is like an wire of going to connect between sender and a receiver. So what is what is the functionality of this medium? Okay, transmission medium, that is going to connect between sender and receiver. Okay, so transmission medium is the physical path. Okay, I told it is look like wire. Okay, so this is the wire I am using to connect between sender and receiver. Through that wire the data is transmitting. The transmission medium is the physical path by which message travels from sender to receiver. So example for that is twisted pair wire. Okay, so there are different types of physical path or transmission medium. Example, twisted pair wire. So there are, I'm just giving example of what are the possible different types of wires can be used to connect these two devices. Okay, coaxial cable, then fiber optic cable, and radio waves. Okay, radio waves, it is used for wireless communication, and these are all twisted pair wire, coaxial cable, fiber optic cable, or wired network. Okay, so we are not going to discuss these type of cables or wires in detail. Okay, just remember it is used for connecting the devices and transmitting the data. Then protocol. Okay, so many of you told what is protocol. It is set of rules. Okay, protocol is a set of rules that govern the data communication. That means to provide the data communication, they have designed set of rules to be followed. Okay, so those set of rules we call it as protocol. Okay, that is going to govern the data communication. It represents agreement. See, when you use the term set of rules, it's not enough. You need to explain what are those rules. Okay, so it represents the agreement between communicating devices. Okay, so it is going to define set of rules. Sender and receiver also should follow those rules, and also it can also set of rules. So example, I am sending data. Okay, so receiver should be ready to receive the data, and also here it may set the rule that once it receives the data, it should send an acknowledgement. Maybe if you have used a register post, normally if the authorized person receives the data, along with that letter there is an acknowledgement letter, so they have to put signature and they have to send back, so that it is a confirmation to the sender that the data is received successfully. Okay, the same concept it is used in data communication. See, whatever the real time postal uh, communication is there, so that is exactly matching with the network. Okay, it is not different. So that is manual, and this is like combination of both hardware and software. And also yesterday we have discussed what is the advantage of that. Okay, okay, so it represents an agreement between communicating devices. Okay, I told agreement how these devices will set an agreement. I am sending data. Okay, sender is telling I am sending data, then receiver receives, and receiver should send the acknowledgement. So like that they are going to make an agreement. Okay, so how these agreements are implemented using protocols. Okay, without a protocol, two devices may be connected but not communicating. Okay, understand? So without this protocol, so through this wire or physical path, you can just connect the devices. Okay, but devices cannot communicate. Okay, so the actual communication takes place with the help of these protocols. Without protocol, communication is not possible. Okay, example, if one building is there, okay, it's not enough to tell that it is in a college or school. Okay, it requires its own protocol. Okay, the person, somebody should be there to set the protocol and run that school or college, like that. Okay, here also it requires set of protocols. Following those protocols, the two devices can exchange the information. Okay, so this is basic thing. You need to understand what are the components of data communication system. Okay, very simple. There is nothing complex to remember, or okay, you can just easily remember this diagram. If you remember, you can just define in simple sentence what are these each term indicates. Okay, so as of now, any doubts? So if not, I will go further. That is data representation. Okay, so as of now, I was just explaining about data communication. Okay, what type of data I'm communicating? What type of data I'm communicating? Can somebody answer? What are the possible different types of data? Now itself I told the different types of data. Yes, answer no, someone.
It can be number, picture, audio, anything.
Yes. Okay, it can be number or it can be just plain text, audio, video. Okay, and also very important one you forgot. What is another type of data? Text, audio, video, fine. What else? Only this you are going to exchange? What is another type of data? Okay, numbers. I think Gaurav told numbers. What else? One more. Okay, binary. Okay, that is converted later. What else? What is another type of data? Important data. Everybody will be using in
Image.
social media. Huh?
Image.
Yes, you are right. So images. Okay. So those are all different types of data. Okay. So text, numbers, images, audio, and video. So these are the different data representation we are going to use for data communication. So here text means what? It can be a plain text, but when it is transmitting, it will be converted into sequence of bits. Okay, you already know the computer system won't understand the plain text. It has to be converted into binary, zeros and ones. Okay, so different set of bit pattern have been designed to represent the text symbols. Okay, then each set is called as code, and the process of representing symbols is called coding. So you will come to know. Yesterday I was explaining about how data is sent zeros and ones, if it is digital or analog. Okay, so if it is one, the waves how they are represented, analog signal and digital signal. Okay, that is called as coding. So if I want to send 1010, it is not sent directly. Okay, it has to be converted into signals. Okay, that signaling is represented as coding process. Okay, so we have different types of coding mechanism. It uses that coding mechanism to transmit the binary information. So you will come to know, or we'll discuss that coding part later. Next, numbers. Okay, so numbers also represented by bit patterns. Okay, so most of the time numbers it is represented with ASCII. Okay, so ASCII values, everybody aware of ASCII numbers. Okay, for all the characters, okay, numbers, special symbols, everything it is represented with the ASCII values. So number is directly converted into binary to simplify mathematical operations. Okay, then images. See, any data ultimately it is represented with zeros and ones. Images. If you take black and white image, Okay, there are only two colors, either black and white. That means it is nothing but 0 and 1. You are going to represent the image also in the form of zeros and ones. Okay, you may ask the question like if it is a color image, how you are going to represent. For that, we have a different methods. Okay, to represent the colors, we have RGB color. Okay, RGB method, that is red, green, blue method. Then YCM, that is yellow, cyan, and magenta. These are the different image representation, image color representation. Okay, so if you want more information about image or image processing, you can go through. So here I'm just explaining different types of data. So image also represented by bit pattern. Any format or any data, ultimately it has to be converted into bit patterns. So in its simplest form, an image composed of matrix of pixels. See, image means everybody will understand, but technically you need to understand image means it is nothing but pixels. Everybody knows pixels. Okay, megapixel, what megapixel your camera works. That is nothing but picture element. Okay, so that pixels indicates the size of pixel indicates the resolution of the image. Okay, if you increasing the number of pixels, the quality or the resolution of the image is good. If you are reducing, so the quality is also going to be reduced and you will see the image little bit blur. Okay, so for that reason everybody will go for opting good resolution camera. That means it is supporting high pixel camera. So always see, as a user you will be just viewing the image. Okay, this is an image. Okay, but how this image is represented, if I want to transmit this image to the some other person or to some other device, do you think as it is sent? No, it has to be converted. Okay, it has to be converted into bit pattern. That is normally image is represented in the form of matrix. Okay, so matrix, there will be rows and columns, zeros and ones. Okay, so that is the way in which the images are represented, where each pixel is a small dot. Okay, so you can just zoom your images, you will come to know image is formed with the help of several dots. Okay, so that each dot indicates a pixel. Okay, it is called as a picture element. The size of pixel depends on the resolution. Okay, the size of the pixel depends on the resolution. So this is about just images. What is an image, how image data is sent. Next one is audio. Okay, audio refers to the recording or broadcasting of sound or music. Okay, so if you want to listen to the music, okay, so how exactly it is going to send that information. Okay, most of the time you will be listening to the music in your mobile phone. So how you are getting the data? Okay, that is located somewhere else and you are listening to that. How they are going to transmit that data? Okay, so it can be a continuous. Okay, the data whatever it is going to send, it will be in the form of continuous wave. You just remember sine wave. Okay, so the audio is represented in the form of sine wave. Okay, it is not discrete. Discrete means 0 or 1. Okay, you can just see there is a sudden changes in the value, 0 or 1. Always the audio, it is represented in the form of continuous values. So you will come to know what is the meaning of continuous and discrete. Okay, even when we use microphone to change the voice or music to an electronic signal, we create a continuous signal. Okay, always the values of the signal should be continuous. It should be 0, 0 0.1, 0 0.2, 0 0.3, then it should reach to 1. It is not like 0 to 1. Okay, in that case the signal whatever or the sound you are going to receive, it won't be good. Okay, that's why it is not discrete, it is continuous signal. Audio is represented as a continuous signal. Next, video. Okay, so video refers recording or broadcasting of picture or movie. Okay, video can be either produced as continuous entity or it can be combination of images. Okay, you can just check in your mobile phone if you have recorded video. It is nothing but it is a continuous set of images. Continuous set of images. You can just check it. When you are doing forward, you will come to know forward and backward. You can just see it is just a continuous of images. Okay, it is nothing but image only, but it is produced continuous set of images. So each discrete entity are arranged to convey the idea of motion. So the video motion, if you just observe, if you are raising your hand, okay, so it will take so many pictures and that is produced as a video. Okay, it is continuous motion of those set of pictures. These are the different ways in which you can represent the data. Okay, is it clear? So now I have finished out of the first topic, components of data communication. So next we'll move on to data flow. Okay, next we'll move on to data flow. Okay, so what is the meaning of data flow here? The name itself tells. You can just observe here, I have sender, receiver, transmission, media. So now the data should flow from sender to the receiver. Okay, so what are the different ways in which the data can be sent? Can you give example how data can be sent? Either you can just observe. So the data always sent from sender to the receiver. Okay, only one way. Example, can you give example? So where there is a device, it will be just sending the data, and another there is a device that will be just receiving the data. Okay, it is not going to be a receiver and this is not going to be sender. Can somebody tell what type of, or give some example where this type of sending of data is takes place? Sending data always from one device to other device, that is fixed. Always the device sender will be sender only and receiver will be receiver only. So that we call it as simplex. Okay, so simplex, that is always the data move from this device to the this device. Okay, so the direction of data is always fixed. So example, you take your keyboard. Okay, take your keyboard. So you can send the data from keyboard to the CPU. Okay, to the memory. Yes, no, you cannot get the data from memory to the keyboard. So the direction of data is always fixed in case of simplex. So here example they have taken mainframe. Okay, it is always sending the data to the monitor. Monitor always it will be receiving the data. So this type of data flow we call it as simplex. So another example, another type of data flow is half duplex. You can just see the diagram and understand what is half duplex. Okay, you can just observe the diagram. So half duplex means, so the direction of data, it can be from both the direction, okay, but not at the same time. Okay, so this station can be acting as a sender during that time. So this station cannot send the data. So only one direction the data can be sent. Example for this. What example you can give for half duplex? So walkie-talkies. Okay, so only one direction data sending can be done at that particular time. Simultaneously, two devices cannot send. Okay, each station can both be transmit and receiver, but here just have the difference. In case of simplex, so it is fixed. Always sender will be the sender. It cannot be a receiver. In case of half duplex, it can be a sender and also a receiver, but not at the same time. So if this device is acting as a transmit or the sender, so it will be just sending the data. It cannot receive the data. Okay, simple example for that is walkie-talkies. So next one is full duplex. Okay, so next one is full duplex. You can just observe the diagram, how data can be sent. Can somebody give example of full duplex? Just observe
Mobile.
that.
Mobile
Phone call.
Yes, you are right. So it is telephone or mobile phone where you can exchange the data both the both the devices at the same time. Both the devices can act as a transmitter and a receiver. Okay, sender and receiver. Okay, so that is called as full duplex. At the same time, both the station can send the data and receive the data. So both the station can transmit and receive simultaneously. So that type of data flow we call it as full duplex. Okay, so this sharing can occur two ways. That is either using the link must contain two physically separate transmission paths. Say in single path not possible. If this device is also sending data and this is also sending data with the same path, not possible. Okay, it should have a two separate path. Then it can send and receive the data simultaneously. Okay. And you will learn about the channel and all. Okay, so how physical path can be divided into different channels, okay, through which the signal can travel both the direction. I will explain about channel and all those things in the later topics. And example for this is telephone network. Okay, so you can just observe. So both when you call a person, so both a receiver and the sender can talk simultaneously. Okay, and even though there may be a disturbance or no clarity, but still you can send and receive the data simultaneously. So that is example of full duplex. Okay, so what are these three? Simplex, half duplex and full duplex. See, example you remember. Example you need to remember so that you can explain the term. So these are different types of data flow. Okay, so data flow. What are the different types of data flow? You should be able to explain with me diagram. Okay, simplex, half duplex and full duplex. So you just observe what is the difference between half duplex and full duplex. Did you got what is the difference between half duplex and full duplex?
It is not simultaneous and it is simultaneous.
Yes, you are right. Okay, so both in both the cases, the device can be a sender and receiver. But here in the half duplex, it cannot perform or it cannot be a sender and receiver at a time. Simultaneously, it is not possible. But in case of full duplex, it is possible. Both the direction it can send and